This episode of Comics for Fun and Profit is brought to you by CGC, the comics grading company. We'll take your cherished, beloved comics, and we've got somebody that we got off the street working minimum wage, never seen a comic before. We'll train them up. And in 6 to 12 months, you'll receive that comic back with a grade that you can take to the bank. It is verified. Hey, we may have dropped it in shipping. It may have fallen out of the box. We may have stepped on it. We may have actually done some serious damage to your comic. But we'll reflect in the notes. But you know what? Then you'll have a grade you can be proud of. And you won't have to do the pesky grading all by yourself like a heathen, like a caveman does. You won't have to actually grade your own comic. So hey, trust CGC, the comics grading company, to give you what you could give yourself. Just thank us. We're CGC. Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is episode 755 for comics that are coming out on the 9th and the 10th, I think. Is that right? And we are joined again by Mike Myers from Mike Myers Brunch. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Hi, I'm ready. It's Friday. Work week's done. Ready to talk about some comics.
Lots of great feedback from the last supersize episode that you joined me for. People really enjoyed you and your take on things. So I'm glad that you came back. And we reached out.
I'm shocked that they came back because it was so long.
It was a marathon. I mean, it was like the Snyder cut of podcasts.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you put the call out here before we got on a couple hours ago onto Twitter and asked for some questions for your guest stint, and we've got quite a few. So you want to go down through them?
Sure.
Can I shoot them to you, or do you want to read them?
I can read them. You can read them. What do you want to do?
All right,
we can alternate.
I'll read them to you, and you
okay.
You can answer. What was the most money you spent on buying a key issue?
Probably $1,000.
Shoo! Which one was that?
Batman #3.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you talking about that on your show.
I spent about $1,500, but it's worth a lot more than that. So it was a really good price.
That's a great one. Do you have a monetary limit on how much you would spend on buying a key issue? You probably don't.
Well, I don't like to go into the 4 digits, and the 3 digits are tough.
Yeah.
Like 500, I don't like to go beyond it, but I do. Like right now, I'm looking at Savage Tales #1. I want to get it because it's the first man thing, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
And how low of a grade will you go? VG?
Pretty low. The Golden Age, I'll go really low, but if it's bronze or if it's like Fantastic Four 1 through 20, I'll go like lower than VG.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like the opposite of you, so I don't go in the triple digits on anything. Usually, I can't think of anything any comic I've ever spent $100 on.
Yeah, we should mention that this is from Jason.
Yes, this is from Jason from Hawaii. So thank you for that. Kirk Spencer says, better obscure 80s toy comic, Team America or Crystar? I don't know either one of those.
Really?
Yeah.
There are Marvel books.
Okay.
Team America came out like. Surprised he didn't throw US 1 or Super Pro, but
US 1 I remember. Same time.
It came out around the same time frame. So
okay.
Team America was a bunch of motorcycle like dudes, and Crystar was Crystar and the Crystal Warrior.
Oh, okay.
Boy, he had a little figure that came with him, but that was an interesting comic book. I would pick Team America though. I love those those Marvel crazy issues. Like I love US1. I mean that is some cool stuff.
I'm gonna abstain. I have no idea. No idea. He says, how many chili dogs can you eat in one sitting?
I can comfortably eat, if they're regular size, I could
Yeah.
comfortably eat 3.
Oh,
Um,
that's child's play.
yeah, you can eat more.
Oh yeah, yeah. Chili dogs for sure. I could probably do the pack. I could do all
Wow,
8. I
that's
could do all 8.
impressive.
Now not you said comfortably. I don't know how comfortable I would
Well,
be.
I don't want to feel gross. Like if I was to fit, I could do 8 if I was gonna get sick, but
Yeah,
like I would comfortably eat eat 3.
yeah.
If they were foot long chili dogs, if they were from Bob's, I would eat 3 foot long chili dogs because they have the best chili dog in the world. But
We have a place here, but before it burned down, called the Shake Shop, and they had a killer foot long with
yeah,
sauce. And they never rebuilt it when it burned down, so that was kind of a
most
bummer.
of the chili dog places are kind of like mild, like Texas chili or things that you can get like from Hormel. But Bob's Burgers is hot. Like that's a New Mexico thing, and they have the best chili. I mean, it's like incredible. You eat one of those, and if you like hot, and you'll never want to eat a hot chili dog from anywhere else.
Yeah, we're more like Skyline chili dogs over here. So
Yeah.
you probably don't have Skylines out there, but
I don't know what a Skyline is, but you probably don't know what a Bob's is, so
yeah, exactly.
except maybe a cartoon.
Yeah, it's not the same, right?
No,
It's not
Bob's
related.
Burgers was before that cartoon ever started.
Yeah. Kirk also asked why his kids open multiple milk jugs at once. Sir, why do you have multiple milk jugs? You only need one jug of milk at a time.
Well,
They'll go bad.
maybe maybe they drink tons of milk. I don't. A matter
Uh,
of fact, I'm like at that age now where I'm like kind of like borderline lactose intolerant.
oh yeah.
So like I'm drinking almond milk most of the time.
I've switched to almond milk. We do have to keep a small container of like regular milk till like for certain things.
Yeah, like
You know.
cooking and stuff. You want to use
Yeah.
regular milk, but
Yeah.
yeah. We bought some milk this week because my dad was here. So he has to have his milk and cookies in the morning.
So Kirk, it's because your kids are feral. That's why.
Well,
You
they
should
are.
lock them up.
They don't even put the toilet paper on the roll for them.
Well,
They're
yeah.
feral.
I might also be a little feral there. I said it on
You
the
just set it
counter.
on top.
I just said it on top. Somebody will get it. I ain't got time for that.
It's not like you have to unscrew anything. You like push it out.
I know, right? It's the height of laziness.
Yeah.
Dr. Mo Walker says, what are some series from the 90s? What are some series from the 90s should collectors snatch up while they are cheap? 90s series.
Well, X-Men #1 is hot. I imagine Spider-Man, everything that was like hot and has lots of copies
Yeah.
is hot again. Like Spawn #1.
All
I
the
imagine
2099 stuff probably.
X-Men with the Magneto went hot. Like I was at the comic shop today and some guy, he got a new collection. Nothing I was really interested because I had it all. But this guy asked, "Well, how much are these?" They were all the first issues of Jim Lee's X-Men, and he said 36 something each. So those are rising up because those used to
Yeah.
be quarter bin fodder. Like
Oh yeah.
there's so many copies.
Maybe like
Ghost Rider #1, Danny Ketch.
maybe it's like maybe Alpha Flight will catch. There's a ton of Alpha Flight from the 90s.
Yeah, it could, because that could be one of the next properties. I mean,
Yeah.
Thunderbolts is already climbing the charts, and people are specking on which Thunderbolts it's going to be, which it's probably going to be neither. It's going to be like a mismatch of. Well, they'll probably have Baron Zemo and maybe a couple of bad guys, but they could put in Hawkeye, they could put in Luke Cage, they could put in, all kinds of different characters from different iterations of the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, what do you think? What about the next Vertigo series? So maybe something like.
Oh, I'd love if they did Exterminators. God, I love that comic.
Okay, that's how many how does that run? Did that run for a long
It
time?
ran into the 30s at least.
Okay.
My wife even read that one. It was so weird.
I think you can pick up Hellblazer pretty cheap, and I would love to see a resurgence of Hellblazer excitement around a new series or a new movie or something that kind of makes it spike again. But maybe that 300 issue run of Hellblazer could be something. That would be awesome if it was that.
He's already kind of shown himself in TV and movies too. So, he had that Keanu Reeves movie, and then he had
his spike has already happened.
Well, no, because this people flock to it again. Like we already know Miles Morales had a movie, and he's gonna have a sequel, and everybody's still getting Ultimate Fallout, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it just keeps it in the limelight.
He asks also, would you ever consider switching from purely singles to trades? If so, what would it take to push you over that hump? For me, I prefer singles. That's what I grew up on. I'd like to continue to do that. The only thing that would probably push me to that is if they stopped making them, and like OGNs, like Brubaker's been doing. They just put out the OGN, so I have no choice. And I still read those and enjoy them very much. But if I still like reading new comics every week, so.
And see, I read my comics as trades, but they're singles.
So it would be easy for you to go to trades.
No, because I would like the singles. I don't know if it's like a
obsession,
short term. Like I like to do a fix and then take a break. I don't. If the whole trade's in there, it's like I don't want to.
Yeah, that's
read it all right now. Yeah.
You can do half trades, like 2 or 3 issues at a time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
I mean, that's what my co-host Bill does. He only buys number ones. I mean, if you ever wonder why in Geek Brunch we only cover like a bunch of number ones unless it's Spawn, because that's all he buys. He buys number ones and then decides if it's a 4 or 5 if he's gonna buy a trade of that.
Well, that's because he's pretentious.
Yeah, he's very pretentious.
It probably
so he has a lot of number ones in his collection. I said, I tell him you're like a perfect specker. You could sell all your number ones, and then they would pay for your trades.
In theory, yeah. he probably reads those trades with tea and his little pinky hanging out.
Yeah, that's right. He does.
Excited for this is back to Kirk again. Excited for Whatnot Publishing?
Yeah.
Whatnot? I don't. What's that story? What's the deal there?
Whatnot is the new eBay.
The new eBay thing.
And they got a publishing arm. They're doing one comic that looks a lot like Rick and Morty. I'm not too interested in that because I'm not into that. That's like not my thing.
Mm-mm.
But they got like the Wesley. I don't know if you saw the Wesley Snipes comic Kickstarter. Well, they're gonna publish it. So, if you didn't kickstart it, you're gonna be able to get it in previews. And I forget what the other one is. There's like a handful of. There's like 4 books. I'll probably try them all, but I'm not like biting at the bit. I'm I'm not like, oh my god. I'm more excited. I am more excited for Frank Miller's comic line. Like that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those Dan DiDio fans. There's a lot of people that don't like Dan DiDio, and I'm one of the guys that's on the other end of it. So
I thought he
I'm
did a
I'm
pretty
I'm
good job.
I'm looking forward to that line. I think it's gonna be pretty good. That's the one I'm most excited for.
Yes, and I too am not excited for Whatnot Publishing. But you know what? I wasn't excited for AWA, and I think they're amazing.
I was
Now,
because I knew who it
so
was. It's Axel Alonso and all those guys at Marvel, so I knew what they were doing.
yeah, but still, I didn't expect the quality to be as good as it is.
Yeah, they came out swinging.
But yeah, so I could be surprised. It's possible. Generation Hicks asks, "What are your thoughts on where the Tosin Black Panther character is going?" Hmm.
I still think it's gonna be Sherry. I mean there's spec on that character is gonna be the next Black Panther, but I think it's gonna be his sister.
I think it should have been Shuri, but I think her vaccination status, the actress's vaccination status, screwed her out of getting that role, and I think they wanted a plan B. That's my guess. And that,
Maybe that I heard that Black Panther is leaked. In other words, something's leaked about the movie that everybody. So maybe these people know that this is gonna be the new Black Panther. I would prefer it be Manape, whatever his name is.
well, we got the trailer, and it looked like a male Black Panther, to me anyway. So over
Yeah,
Shuri.
we'll see.
Yeah, could be both. Why not?
I read it. It didn't really. He didn't mesmerize me or anything.
No,
He's,
boy,
he's
people
fairly
love it
new.
though. Yeah. Pop Culture 413 asks, "What would it take for you to go from the fun of collecting to actually profiting off your collection?" Well, that's probably.
I wonder if he's poking at you there. No.
That is kind of poke. Yeah, I don't know. I guess
No,
more
he's
time.
probably poking me because he knows that I don't like to sell. Um,
Yeah, that's true.
what would it take? Death? Like hey, you got 5 years in old age? That's what it would take for me to actually profit off my collection.
You got to get rid of it because nobody wants it,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
No, because I'm gonna die.
Or
So
you're
I
going to
gotta
die,
get rid
right?
of it. Yeah.
But you also talk about retirement and
Yeah, I still
leisurely.
selling stuff. Yeah, I'm playing with that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wish I could be you, but logistically, I can't amass that kind of
Yeah,
quantity of stuff. Just
that's
can't do it.
insane. There's no logic to it. It's insanity.
And I just find, I think I find the processing of the collection to be the most, a lot of people love that, the bagging, the boarding, the organizing. I hate it so much that's one of the things that's making me want to liquidate everything.
I
Is
don't
just
hate
because
it. I hate the merging. That's the hate. That's my absolute hatred. I've
yeah,
stopped doing it though. I'm now filing by date. So like I'll know like okay, these three long boxes I've accumulated over the last 2 months, and they're my indies, and they're from
that's how
May
Bretal does it.
May. Yeah, I went to his like his are all like that, but I'm just starting it, and I like it a lot more. It's less anxiety.
Just let's
It's
hope
just
you never lose that database.
oh, it's backed up on the cloud. You'd
Yeah.
have to take an EMP.
That's true.
Backed up like in 5 places on the cloud, on thumb drives, and on the computer.
Yeah.
There's like, that's the nice thing.
Dallo Spicer asks, you've got $100 to invest in books now, and you need to turn that into $300 in a year. What would it take to make $200 profit? What book are you buying with the $100? A couple of strategies you could do here. You could buy a $100 key and was one book and watch it appreciate and see if it appreciates that much, that you think it's going to hit, right? You could diversify, pick some cool, hot artists like one in 25s and one in 50s and see if they hit, or you could sample a bunch of number ones or some mid-grade keys and see what happens. I don't know, which way would you go?
I would put it all on Jungle Action number 5, Mabaku. Okay. And it's Mabaku's going to be the next Black Panther. That's my guess.
Okay.
Because that's like $90 right now. And if I could take a loss and it stay roughly at $90, or it could triple.
That's interesting.
By November. Or I would go like Thunderbolts. Like I could pick all the first appearances of all the Thunderbolts that have ever appeared and just try to work my way up to 100. Like Baron Zemo, I don't know what that runs right now, but I think he would be like real expensive. But the Bug and like some of those other guys, Atlas, most of those guys you could get their first appearances fairly cheap.
You could also go through your collection and find your highest quality 9.8 eligible books and CGC them, and that could net you $200 pretty quickly as well. and that would probably take a year for it to get back from them. So that might be the way to make turn $100 into 300 as well. But yeah, some fun questions there. We appreciate that. Did I miss any?
Let me check. I think you got them all. Oh, he asked one. Kirk asked one more. He said, "Will you remind Iowa Joe not to let my wife sell my comics for $1 when I'm dead?"
I think we all have that fear. I know that Kyle's going to probably swoop in and take all mine.
Yeah.
Well, I
would think he would help. He would help and say, you get rid of stuff enough though. Like, I think you self-purge on your own. In other words, you probably have milked all your worthwhile books, right?
The first pass of low-hanging fruit was fun. And it was a joy to sell those, getting all those keys and selling those. Oh, I have the buyer's remorse on not getting what they're worth now because I sold them 5 or 10 years ago. But yeah, but it's the stuff that's popped since. Like if I drop dead tomorrow, the Sandman that's hot,
You have Sandman 1?
I sold that one.
Yes, yeah, everything you've milked.
Yeah.
I think that you could get any like double, triple digits. It's gone.
No, there's still stuff I haven't. That's hit since then that I haven't gone back through the long boxes to dig out that I still need to do.
My wife's at least got the database. She could decide, but I guess if I'm dead, I'm dead. I'm not gonna know. so I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah. I guess better sell them to.
I don't want these things around, and just calls Mile High guy or the guy from Texas and says, "Come in fit the U-Haul. She could call Eric. I could tell Eric.
Yeah. I mean,
Call
even
Eric from Wakanawak and tell him to come down and
even if it's a
fill
dollar a
in
book,
U-Hauls.
even if it is a dollar a book, that's $88,000.
That's right.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Take it and go. You don't sell to Mile High. They'll give you $12 for it.
There are
They'll make
people
you.
that sell stuff to him, and I think it's people that just want to get rid of it, like the relatives or somebody who's like dying and needs to get the money and pass it off himself. So
Yeah. I mean, we've known since we started this business, this collection. I mean, we've known since the very beginning. Here's how it works. If you sell to a store, any store, you're going to get less than half of what it's worth because they need to make their money. So know that going in. So, right? So there's no way around that unless you've got like if you've got a key book and you're just selling a key book, you might get 60% of a key.
I think
Right.
like the guy that owns the shop that I was at, I think he just bought like 4 long boxes. Like he probably gave $150. But he looked at like 3 books and said, "Oh, that's already $150, so the rest is profit." Do you know what I mean?
Right. And that's the
So it's
that's the
like
kind that that stinks.
that's the kind of deal you get is they'll like comb your collection like really fast, and they'll look at what some of the stuff's worth, and they'll say, "Oh, I'll give you 150, $200." And they know by looking at your collection that 3 of those or 4 of those books, they'll already recoup their money, and
Yeah.
then the rest is profit.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, and
think,
it why that's capitalism, so they're doing the work and it makes sense, but that's kind of the nightmare scenario for me is
yeah.
they's ripping you off. They get to
Well, I
you did
got
all the
a
work.
I got a lot of good deals on some of the comics because he had this deal one time where he's like, if you spend, I can't remember if it was like 5 grand, you're gonna get 50% off on all the back issues. And then he got this guy to come in, and he was bringing like keys after key after key, and I was just like taking advantage of it because it was like 50% off, and I was buying a boatload. It turns out that was the one of the sons selling his father's shit without him knowing. So
Did you have to give it back?
the cops came and he had to give the collection back, but he didn't have the books that were sold were sold. I mean, he had to give back what he didn't have.
So you
But
didn't give them back.
I didn't. But I mean, they could have I told him they could buy them back from me from what I paid. They didn't want any of that. So um yeah, but that happened, and then they confiscated. So he took a pretty good loss on that collection, and it was really, he was bringing in like like a garbage bag every week of just like a bunch of awesome books, like Green Lantern #1 and you know early Flash, and it was incredible.
Did you buy that Green Lantern #1?
No, that was the only one that I didn't go because I should have. I was close. Some guy, when Radio Shack was around, I remember the guy that worked at Radio Shack a few doors down bought it uh, right before I could get to it.
He bought stolen merchandise, man.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
his son, though. It was in the blood.
Yeah. So he was just fast forwarding to the reading of the will,
Yeah.
bypassing all that.
Well, I think it was the daughter that found out. Like the father was like sick in the hospital, and his daughter found out that he was cashing in his collection, and he was still alive, and his daughter is the one that reported him. And I guess he was already like a troubled kid, you know what I mean? Like he was a 40-year-old man, but he was always in trouble. From what I understand, he had a record. He wasn't his kid, like his favorite kid.
Remember when my grandma sold her house? I was like, I volunteered to go to the attic, make sure there's nothing left, make sure there's nothing up there, because in my head there was going to be a long box of comics that my grandpa had, like with a bunch of Action #1s in it. I was sorely disappointed. There was nothing but dirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of these days, that dream's gonna come true, and I'm gonna find the long lost relatives' old box of comics, and they're gonna be all beautiful, pristine keys. And I would just sit in a pile and weep. Joy.
Or you go to one of those estate sales that and just get lucky.
Yeah.
But most of the time, those estate sales people have had somebody look at it, and they're not dumb.
Yes, exactly. Unless you get maybe one of those storage lockers.
Yeah, buy a storage locker.
Yeah.
Has stuff in it.
Yeah, full of comics. Maybe your storage locker. Maybe I'll wait till you kick off, and then I'll go wait outside that storage locker.
They'd be slowly disappointed because most of the stuff in there is like, oh, this guy has a full run of Scout and Aftershock, and like, what is this?
Yeah, you're not. The good stuff's not there.
What is this rebellion stuff? I don't know what it is.
It's an awful lot of early '90s.
It's a lot of Zenoscope. What's going on?
I'm like, yeah, you know what? I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I don't want to haul this away.
It would be identifiable too, because there's not too many people that Mylar everything.
No, that's true.
Mylar halfback. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's not too many people that use drawer boxes exclusively.
That's true. It would be a very recognizable.
Yeah.
As I was loading it into the back of my U-Haul. Let's shift gears and head over to the DC Connect, the August issue of DC Connect for comics that are coming out in October. I bet you we find some exciting stuff in there. On the cover is The Riddler Year 1 by Paul Dano and Stevan Subik with a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. That looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, it looks good. The preview pages.
We're going to start with Batman 128. So Chip Zdarsky still gets the pole position. And I've only read the first one that he did, 125. I haven't read 126 yet, but I really liked it. Solid. So the Bat book is in good hands. And there's Riddler Year 1. And this is Paul Dano, the actor, right?
Yeah, the guy who played the Riddler.
So he's writing it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was the highlight, at least for me. I found the take to. I love when they do something that's sort of different to me, but I like the way they played him.
Who's doing the actual character cover there? Is that a 1 in 100? Yeah.
Jim Lee's got the 1 in 250. I don't know who that is. Kutasake?
Yeah.
I know who Tulu Lute is. I don't know Greg Ruth.
Yeah, it's interesting. And the interior art looks pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, by Steven Subek.
Yeah, I'm in on that for sure. Then we have Batman One Bad Day, Penguin #1. It's John Ridley book with art by Giuseppe Camuncoli. Another solid looking book with some nice interior arts.
Yeah.
Black and white right now is what we get, but still looks good.
Man, they are really pumping out these variants, that's for sure. These ratio variants.
Remember when your boy Didio said he wasn't going to do any more of those?
Oh, but Didio didn't like to do that. He would do one variant, but when Didio left, that's when the floodgate
The
opened.
floodgate is open.
Well, they probably saw Marvel cashing in on it, and they said, "Well, we should cash in too," you know.
I mean, it's got to be profitable, or they wouldn't keep doing it.
It's profitable for the people that do the math and figure out, well, I'll sell this for X, and then I don't have to worry. I could burn these books and I'll still do okay. But it's still like my shop has done that, and he's got like boxes full of unsold stuff,
Oh yeah,
and
there's going to be.
that just takes a lot of freaking landscape. You know, it takes you have to own a big ass store to be able to pull off a lot of variant buying. Like
Yeah,
Cowabunga, their store is big. Plus they have that new gaming and storage area, and
yeah.
they have the room to do that.
That's probably all Amazing Spider-Man 800s
Yeah,
and
there you
Moon
go.
Knight 200 and
Yeah,
from when they went and did the 1/1000s, did multiple
and you can do
1/1000.
that. They do the math. They're smart.
But yeah, I mean, I always hated it because this artist, they get their $500 or $1,000 for doing the cover, and they print like four of them.
Yeah,
That's it, and that's it. And do
yeah,
they
and
still?
it's a Brian Boland one too, and I love Brian Boland. That one
Do
in
they?
100. Oh my God. And for me, Penguin is my favorite of all the villains because he manipulates the system and survives outside of being in prison. Like he's a criminal, but he's out there in his iceberg lounge. I like him a lot. Like I really like the Penguin.
He's your favorite rogue,
Yeah, on the
Batman rogue?
Batman side, yeah,
Really?
by far.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, he's up there for sure. I don't know if he would be my favorite. But like, okay, so when you do a comic, when you work on a comic, you get so many comic comps. I don't know what that number is, since I've never been a comic creator. But I don't know if it's like you get a box of 100 or 50
I
or
don't think
what.
it's that much. I think it's less. They might get like 10.
You think it's only 10 of the book that you did? You
Well, I
only get
think it
10.
depends on what they sell. Like if it's a Tom King Batman, that's a lot of sales. So he probably gets I would imagine a good 100 or maybe.
Let's
But
say it's 25. Let's say you get 25 comps when you
I'll
do,
have Daryl ask Tom and see what it is.
and then if you do a 1 in 1,000 cover, do you get 25 comps of that?
Oh, I don't think so. No, I don't think they get the variants.
Even if that's their variant.
I don't think so. No, I'd be shocked
Yeah,
if they
I would
do.
be. Yeah, I think that would kind of saturate the market. That would throw off the numbers. I don't think you could do that.
Yeah.
All right, where we leave off. Joker. Joker's coming back this time. No Tinian. We're gonna go with Rosenberg. You okay with that?
Yeah, it's a one shot. I really liked the ongoing. That was really good.
Yeah, I thought that was really solid. This is just a one shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Punchline: The Gotham Game. Who's doing this? Teeny Howard, Blake Howard, with art by Gleb Melnikoff. This
I
is a
like
6 issue.
Punchline, so I'm on board for this for sure.
Yeah, art's solid on that too. We're gonna do Harley Quinn the animated series, Legion of Bats #1. T. Franklin and Shea Bagel.
Yeah, I haven't read any of these, but I have seen the cartoon. It's pretty raunchy.
Yeah. Also a 6 issue series. This art style, is this too youthful for you? You like this stylized look?
Knowing it's the animated series, that's what it looks like in the cartoon, so I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it?
Yeah.
I rarely ever read books based on animated series, so I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that looks like it's for kids, but it's 17 plus.
Yeah.
I mean, the art style lends itself. Like, if you're a parent, you'd look at it and say, maybe I can give that to a kid. And I don't think
Nope.
you'd want to do that. No. I've always wondered if when it comes out on TNT, if they censor it.
Oh, I think they'd have to, unless the rules for cable have changed.
Well, some cable stations will allow the F-bomb and some nudity.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
think
just don't know. This next one I think is going to be the one to put your dollars on, because this has redeemable game skins just like Fortnite, and it's the Batman Gotham Knights Gilded City. So
and that wraparound cover, it looks amazing.
yeah, and it even tells you what you get for number one. It includes an exclusive code for a Bat Cycle skin variant. I think
Evan
this is going to be
Narcisi.
hot for the gamers.
Is it Evan Narcisi? I don't know him, the writer, and I don't know the artist, Abel. I do know Capullo, though,
Hmm.
doing a cover. Oh, that's a Jim Lee wraparound. I think that's.
Yet
That's
again, there's only one variant that's, affordable, and then the rest are ratios.
so you think Gotham Knights is going to be a big game?
I don't think it's going to be Fortnite big, but I think it'll be big.
Next, we have Gotham City Year One. Tom King, Phil Hester.
Yeah, this
Uh,
one's going to be good.
this is 6 issues as well.
Yeah, this is about Slam Bradley.
Looks
Slam
very noir.
Bradley's like like he's a golden age character.
Yeah.
Um, he was pretty big in the Catwoman Ed Brubaker series. But we haven't seen him much since, and this is what focuses on Slam Bradley. This is gonna be the one to get, I think, in terms of enjoyment. I think it's gonna be a hell of a story.
Yeah. Let's hope we keep the song lyrics out of it, and then we don't meander along. With only 6 issues, you can't meander too much. So I'm hoping it's solid.
I think it will be.
Gonna relaunch
He
Batman
doesn't. I don't
Incorporated.
think he meanders when it's like 6 or 12.
With
At
12, he
least
sure does.
I don't feel he does.
Oh my God,
I thought
Batcat,
Rorschach
Bat,
was on tap. I thought Strange Adventures was great.
Batwoman, Batman, Catwoman meandered
Well,
for 6 of the 12 issues.
that one is because there's so many breaks in between too. Like he has like month-long breaks. It didn't come all out right
No,
away.
it was also delayed. Yeah, yeah. But oh
Batman
yeah,
Incorporated's back.
yeah. With Ghostmaker, we saw the
Yeah.
backdoor pilot somewhere in one issue. I read that it was really good, so I'm excited. It is Ed Brisson, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. That's a great cover too. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
that white background.
this is definitely one I'm going to be checking out. Then we go to GCPD, The Blue Wall. John Ridley doing the writing with art by Stefano Rafali. So this is like a Gotham Central type?
Yeah.
Renee Montoya?
Renee Montoya. I guess she ain't gonna be the question here.
They're doing a lot of books that are just like catering to things that I really like.
I wonder if they're gonna bring Crispus Allen back. That would be something.
I mean, I love the
That was
I
her
love
partner who
oh,
became the Spectre.
They'll touch on a lot of people, I'm sure. Another 6-issue series. So get in, get out. Now we're talking. We've rebranded Dark Crisis to Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, like it was the plan all along, Mike. Like they were always planning on calling it that, but they just waited until issue 5 to change the name. What do you buy that?
Well, I think that I think they're going to rebrand something. So they're either going to make all the different Earths, like they might have Earth Z again and Earth S and all the different Earths that we used to know instead of just the 52. I think they're going to do that in this book.
Will this be the launch of their 10-year plan that they announced when they canceled in their DCU line of what would they cancel? They canceled
when they fired Dan DiDio. They got rid of his Next Generation, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They're
5G.
still marching it to it. This 5G is still. I mean, this is 5G.
Yeah, 5G is.
It led to the death of the Justice League. That was the 5G.
Yep.
So they could say everything they did, but they executed what Dan DiDio was already planning.
These are some cool covers, man.
Yep, and then we have a bunch of tie-ins. We got a Swamp Thing tie-in. Superman and Swamp Thing. That one should be good. I love Swamp Thing. They got Joshua Williamson, Dan Waters, Ram V, and others. Swamp Thing's one of those characters that, to me, you can't write a bad Swamp Thing story. It's like Batman. I don't think I've ever read a bad Batman story.
That's true.
Different variations of likable Batmans, but it's hard to. I can't. I'm pressed to find a bad Swamp Thing story.
I think I've found some.
You think you found some?
In Detective, I think there's snoozy.
I've always liked Detective.
I've never really enjoyed. Can't answer that question. But like for me, anytime there's a John Constantine book, usually the writer of the time, and it's done pretty well. Your connection to the character, right?
Yeah, true. Dark Crisis Worlds Without a Justice League Green Arrow. So that's Stephanie Phillips. I like her, and then Clayton Crane.
Yeah.
Should be pretty good.
So how are you current on Dark Crisis?
No, I'm very behind in everything. I just recorded a Mike M's Weekly Reads, and I said, man, I've been reading like the bare minimum just to do the podcast lately.
What's that, 15?
It's anywhere between 15 and 20 books. Yeah.
Yeah, you read 15 or 20, it's like, I can do a podcast on that.
Yeah. I've been really, really low in the last couple of weeks. But I've had a lot going on, so.
Flashpoint Beyond 6 with a redacted cover. So must be something spoilery on there.
Yep. Speculators, jump in on that. There's something redacted. It could be big.
Could be big.
Versus you lose $4.
We're gonna
and you can get the hardcover of this, or the soft cover anyway. Doesn't come out till November, but they're pre-soliciting the soft cover.
Hopefully that means it doesn't get canceled. Early solicits in there Make sure you secure your orders ahead of time. Death of Superman 30th anniversary. That was a big deal. Death of Superman was a big deal. How many copies did you buy back in the day? Just one?
I think I bought like 4.
I think I bought like 4 too.
But I bought like 4 of each. I had like the newsstand, the direct, and then
Yeah.
the one that had the armband in it.
Yeah, it was a big deal back in the day.
I think I sold one of them because there was somebody at the comic shop that had a kid and was crying, and I was like, okay, I'll let you have this for cover. But he probably sold it right away as soon as
Yeah. Crocodile tears.
probably stole it from the kid and sold it right away. Superman, Son of Kal-El, Action Comics, and then we get into the Superman Birthright, Mark Waid hardcover, deluxe edition.
All right, when did that happen?
That was in the 90s, I think.
I don't remember that.
Yep.
One of my blind spots. I've missed that one. Wonder Woman, another character I've tried multiple times and I just can't connect with.
It was 2003. It was pretty late. Oh, I love Wonder Woman.
I've heard good things about the Earth One.
Won Eisner.
Which one? Historia did?
Yeah. Okay. Another $9.99 DC Terrors Through Time.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a Dead Man story in there. I'm always a big fan of Dead Man.
That's a cool VHS horror cover. I like that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a buck more, I would like to get it.
Oh my God, Mike Myers pinching pennies. Well, wonders never cease.
No, it's more size wise. Like, not pitching pennies. For every book, I mean, you got to see my spawns. It's like for every Spawn's coming out every week now. Like,
yeah.
And I have 2 to 3 covers per Spawn every week.
But you've stopped doing that for some books, like the Dynamite. You don't
everything
do
but Spawn.
Spawn, you still do all the covers on. Gotcha.
Sometimes I'm suckered in on the Dynamite, but it's very rare.
There's our Sergeant Rock taste. It's versus zombies, but still Sergeant Rock.
That's a great cover, though. It says not final dress cover, but that cover is amazing.
Yeah, I would take that as a cover. Burning Nazi zombies on the cover. I'm assuming they're Nazis. They might not be. I don't know how good of a comic writer Bruce Campbell is, but
that looks like Bulldozer and Short Round too on the cover.
I like the give them lead till they're dead. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it looks like a movie poster.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Yeah, I wonder if Kirk will buy all of these. I wonder if he'll go deep and try to get the 1 in 25.
I thought he was more of just a story guy, and he chased ratio stuff like that.
He's an art guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he buys a lot of art. That's what he buys at conventions, and then he's like the war specialist. Like, if it's Western or war, that's Kirk.
No, he's in deep.
Plus, he's into a lot of obscure stuff. Like, it's crazy obscure. I always thought me and Bill were very obscure with what we bought, but we ain't nothing compared to Kirk, man. Damn. Deceased War of the Undead Gods. That'll be fun.
Yep.
Static is back. Another 6-issue miniseries by Nicholas Draper Ivey and Vita Ayala. That's gonna be cool. I love Milestone. I absolutely adore this universe.
I dipped my toe, but I didn't give it. I don't know that if I gave it a fair shake. I read some number ones. And I was like, they're okay.
Have a full run of everything.
Batman
Batman
versus
versus
Raw.
Robin, yeah. And
Yeah.
Scooby Doo's back with Batman.
Did they really? They didn't even take a month off, did they?
Maybe a month or two. It's a $2.99 price point. Can't go
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, that's great. They're just gonna team up each week, see if they can jam Batman in.
If you're in your 50s and you remember Scooby Doo teaming up with somebody different every week, then you'll love this comic. Because this is what team ups are about. And now you have Batman and Scooby Doo.
Well, do you get the rest of the gang, you think?
Plus, it's Shawley Fish. That guy, Shawley Fish, yes, he writes a lot of kids' books, but man, does he know DC. Like, he'll throw so many Easter eggs in there. Like, he'll blow your mind. It looks like it's for kids, but it's really not. It's for all ages.
I like the Mystery Machine and the gang solving crimes.
Well, I'm sure they're not going to leave Shaggy and those guys behind.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it from the first one. They're not going to be in here.
They're just not on the cover.
Well, it does say Scooby and the gang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
I'll
who's
allow
going
it.
to feed him Scooby snacks?
Batman. It's right there in the utility belt.
No, that's Shaggy's job, man. Shaggy's job is to smoke weed and give him some Scooby snacks.
There was never any weed smoked.
Oh my God, if Shaggy didn't smoke weed, I'd be shocked. That whole mystery van. I mean, you've seen the Kevin Smith movie when they had the. Did you see when they were driving the mystery van? Mystery machine. There was a lot of weed involved. Then
Reading
we got our
Batgirls?
back off. I have them all. I have everything in this book. I'm DC. Like
But I'm just
gonna.
asking if you read one yet.
I haven't read anything on this back.
Okay.
I've been trying to, and it's just like I have so much homework for Geek Brunch or whatever that I haven't had time to like cut loose.
And you and Bill just do indie number ones, right? You don't do big two number ones normally.
We covered a couple. Like next time we're gonna cover the Mark Russell Superman one. He just doesn't get. He is not the biggest Marvel and DC guy. He'll try number ones and do stuff. Like he'll get that Sergeant Rock, I'm sure, but he doesn't. He likes the independent stuff a lot more.
Not a problem. So yeah, we got Batgirls 11, Batman Night Watch 2, Batman Superman World's Finest 8, Batman Beyond the White Knight 6, Batman Fortress 6, The Audio Adventures number 2, bringing that back. I forgot about that. Batman the Night number 10, Urban Legends 20, Black Adam 5, another Black Adam, the Justice Society Files with Dr. Fate. Blood
You
Syndicate.
can get the actor cover too. That's pretty interesting.
Always nice. Is that Goldfinger? Not Goldfinger. Goldeneye. What's his name?
The actor?
Yeah.
Is it Timothy Dalton? Or
No, it's the other guy. Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. Remington Steele.
Remington Steele, yeah.
Wasn't he the chief in the Doom Patrol too?
Oof, I don't know. I'm not current on that. Blood Syndicate, season 1, number 6. Catwoman number 48. Do we get a Soze Miyake variant? Not her best. DC
Those are
Vampires
getting
10.
hot though, right?
Oh yeah, they are. The ratio ones for sure.
I do like that cover though, because man, that face looks like Gilliam March, especially the eyes.
The green?
Wow. The Catwoman, if you look at her eyes, those are Gilliam March eyes.
Yeah, I can see that. I just can't tell which one is which. I think the green one is Soze Miyake, right?
Oh yeah, the variant cover on the top.
Yeah, and then 1 in 25 is Tula Lote. DC Vampires, pretty good. I'm not doing the side quests, but I am doing the main series. DC Mech, skip that. Deathstroke 14, skip that. Detective 1065, it's been pretty good. Even I'm not a huge fan of Ram V, but I like this.
I like Ram V. There's not too much that I haven't liked that he's done. I like Ram V overall. Fables, Bill Willingham.
Yeah.
I just bought his Ironwood X-rated series from the 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
called Ironwood from Eros Entertainment.
Harley Quinn 23. I Am Batman 14. Mad Magazine. I don't read
Yeah,
that anymore.
70th anniversary.
Yeah, good for them. And it's only $6. Monkey
Well, this
Prince.
is interesting though. It's got all new pieces, and most of the Mad Magazine has been reprints up till this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Monkey Prince I dropped. Multiversity, Teen Justice number 5. There's Nightwing number 97. I like that cover. Like what Redondo's doing.
Yeah, that is a nice cover.
Poison Ivy number 5. For some reason I thought that was a 3-issue series, but guess not. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Think I read this one every once in a while. It's usually kind of fun. Reminds me
Yeah, I
of the
like
old cartoon.
Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
Yeah. We get a facsimile of the first Superman, which I thought we
Yeah,
already
that's
got
gonna be
that.
good.
Must have been the action that we
Those are the
got.
Action Comics, yeah.
Sword of Azrael, number 3. Flash 787. So we're getting close to 800 for Flash. That's cool. Be there in a year.
Yeah, I'm still behind on that, but I've really liked this Jeremy Adams run. It's been really good.
Kenny Porter writing The Fastest Man Alive. Human
And
Target's back.
yeah, it's 12 issues, and then that one shot in between.
Jurassic League. I couldn't
I'm
get
gonna
through
try
that.
to read that this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. I like Daniel Warren Johnson,
Yep, I didn't
even
give
though
it
he
a
doesn't do
chance.
the art.
Nice House on the Lake, number 11. We're getting close to the end. It's getting weird.
The
Weirder.
penultimate. There you
Yeah,
go.
very much so. Tim Drake Robin, number 2. Looking forward to that series. I don't know Megan Fitzmartin, I don't think.
I don't either. At least it doesn't ring a bell.
Wonder Woman 792. She'll be to 800 before Flash does. That'll be cool. And trade after trade after trade.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of trades that weren't like, new stuff.
Yeah.
I like to look at the older stuff, and I didn't see anything that. But One Star Squadron, I'd highly recommend. Mark Russell and Steve Leiber.
That was fun. Rogues is good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Rogues is really good.
I have Sleeper in singles sitting there. I've got to read that. I haven't read that yet. But
That's good.
you can get the whole
Superman and the
omnibus for $100.
Authority is pretty good, but it's so ingrained in that series is so ingrained into the Action Comics and everything else that as a standalone, I don't see it.
Oh, it's just those 4 issues.
Yeah, that tied heavily into Action Comics. That's like how it's like the assembly of the team before they go to Warworld. And you can get World of Krypton, and you can get some DC illuminated wall art if you have a nice pool table. This would go nice in your pool room. You can get a Batman, Superman,
Where's that
Flash. It's on the back page.
at? Oh, nice.
But I don't know if you have it on your digital copy.
I do. I see it now.
Yeah. Those are
Is
good
it
for like pool rooms,
is it
like if you have a game room.
like neon?
Yeah.
I wonder how big it is. They look kind of small. Yeah.
It's very hard to tell
10 by
based
13.
on the pictures. It's pretty decent then. I mean, for something like that, like a game room.
I guess. $120 a piece.
Hey, if you got a game room, you got enough to spend $120.
That's true. I mean, it would look good. It would
Yeah.
look good. I think you'd have to do a couple. I can't imagine just doing one.
Yeah, you could do one on each wall. Surprised they don't have a Green Lantern. That would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a strange offering of just those 4, I think. I mean, obviously Superman and
Well,
Batman
you have the Holy Trinity, and then they threw in Flash,
because of the movie.
the movie that's never going to come out because of Ezra Miller.
Oh, they're gonna put that out. They got 200 some $million in that one. It's going.
Well, I think they should. I really should. I'll go see it.
The Batgirl
Got canned.
that's it was
I heard there
complete.
was a legitimate reason though for it though, Drew. It was scoring really low in their like they were putting it in front of people and it was scoring like in the 50s and 60s.
I'm gonna go to HBO Max anyway. Who gives a
I know,
shit?
but they were bleeding money and
But
they were near done.
but if you've already
We're talking about a company though that has been acquired 3 times in the last
yeah
5 years, and I think AT&T really fucked up shit, and I think Discovery has people that are like, wow, we really need to turn a profit and we got to stop the bleeding.
Hey, it's the good folks at Comics for Fun and Profit reminding you that nobody Patreons like we Patreon. So join us at C4FAP and go over to Patreon/ComicsFunProfit and sign up at a level of your choosing. There's various tiers with various goodies for you. Something that everyone gets at any level is you get to be a part of our Slack channel community. And you get early and ad-free access to all our episodes. But wait, there's more. So go over to Patreon/ComicsFunProfit and check out all we have to offer. We urge you, sign up today. I guess I don't really understand if Batgirl was a complete movie and if it was already a complete print.
No, it was not done.
Okay.
That's why it was gonna cost like a lot more millions of dollars to finish.
Yeah, okay.
and they decided to stop it.
I thought there was like
But they
it's done, but we don't. It's so bad we don't even want to put it on HBO Max.
no, that would be stupid.
That's what I thought.
That's not bleeding money. That would be stupid. You've already bled the money, and then you would get nothing in return. At least you have a shot by putting it out there if it was finished.
But I think I agree with them that the profitability model doesn't work for making movies for streaming.
I agree. I think they need to do all of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think you need to do a theatrical release, even if it's for 2 weeks. And like they did with The Gray Man with Netflix, they let it go to theaters for 2 weeks, and then you release it on your streaming, because then you could take the advantage of both worlds. But you can recoup a lot of money at the theaters because the theaters make I mean, not the theaters, but the studios make most of the money in the first 2 weeks of release, and then the theaters start banking money.
Yeah.
So I would have release if I would release I would have already released the Flash. I really would have, because he's a bad memory. I still don't even know if they found him yet.
He might still be out there. Hide your daughters. Hide your wife. Who
Yeah, I
knows
don't know
what's
what's
going on?
going on with him, but
But yeah, you can't recast him at this point, obviously. So
yeah,
now, did you watch Sandman yet?
no, I would
It
like to.
dropped today.
Right, I'd like to, but I'm into The Boys right now, and
Oh, you
I
haven't
I'm
finished.
just in season 1. So I'm
Nice.
watching that, and this weekend I really want to watch the Prey Predator movie.
Oh, cool.
So I got that queued up for sure.
Yeah, I'm catching up on Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I got to get into that. I'm a big Breaking Bad fan, but I haven't seen Better Call Saul.
Not the first, not a single episode.
No, I haven't seen it.
I think you're in for a treat. I think you'll
Well,
enjoy it.
I am, just because it's in Albuquerque, so I like
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
yeah, that's your
That's my
stomping
home.
grounds. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to love when Cops was in Albuquerque. God, that was great. Bad boys, what you
I
gonna do?
I do remember.
I could see like everywhere they're going, and there was one time me and Barb were watching, and one of the cops was the guy I graduated with, and he got beat up by a drug addict, and it was like, what is going on?
That's
I
awesome.
graduated with that guy.
All right, let's shift gears and head over to CBSI and their Hot 10. As the guest, why don't you run us down on what the Hot 10 looks like this week?
Hot 10. This is from our good friends at Comic Book Invest. They are really close. We're like tight knit.
Very close.
Number 1.
Brothers from other mothers.
I don't have any of this stuff because it's all variants. But this is Batman number 125, Miko Suyan foil variant. And that's going for 250.
Not bad.
I wonder what the ratio is on that.
Limited to 300.
Oh, that should be going for that price though. That's why I hate these variant covers, because when you look at the cost, it should be that.
Yeah, definitely should.
It's only 300 copies.
Right?
It should be $300. That's what I think, at least. It's under market, but it's
It
hot.
probably will. Yeah.
Ultimate Fallout number 4, Clayton Crane acetate variant. It's just a rehash of that cover, but it's acetate. That's 750 copies. Batman Superman World's Finest #4, Dan Mora, second print foil variant, 1 in 25. I really like Dan Mora's art.
Yeah, he's
I
great.
think he's really great. $70. That's got that super bat cover, which is almost like composite Superman Batman, but it's different.
Yeah.
Um, this is selling 3 times of what the first print, 1 in 50. That's interesting. See, that if you really want to invest, you ought to really be serious about second prints, I think, and third prints and fourth prints,
Yeah.
because rarity is what drives cost,
But
regardless of.
but it's like they just like collectors just discovered that, oh yeah, these second and third printings are way lower. We should look into that. But they've been around forever and nobody gave them a second look, you know? And it's just like the last 10 years they're like, "Oh yeah. Oh yeah, these
Yeah,
are rare."
that's kind of new, because a second print, to the old mentality of a second print was, that's stinky. I don't want a second print. I want
Yeah,
the first print. And now
exactly.
it's the opposite. It's so weird. Thunderbolts from 2014. There's a John Tyler Christopher 1 in 50 variant. I didn't know they did 1 in 50s on Thunderbolts. But that's started around $75 and now hit $200 raw. That's pretty high.
It's crazy that an issue 22 is doing a 1 in 50.
And it's a Thunderbolts.
Yeah, it was
And that's the modern Thunderbolts too. See, that has Elektra and Ghost Rider and Punisher, and that's
during
the
that
weird
Marvel Now.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the mid 2010s when they were doing the point ones and all that stuff. So they were probably doing a lot of experimentation.
Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 2015 #10, Gabriella Del Otto, 1 in 25 variant. Holy crap. That's going for 625 and 650 if you have a 9.8.
Yeah, if you
That is a
slapped
great
it.
cover though. That is a nice cover. The current price may sound low to some because it was $700. That's what's interesting. I think prices are dropping on some of this stuff. That one, it has dropped.
Yeah.
And then on Edge of Spider-Verse #1, Ramos,
Yeah.
1 in 25 variant. This has Ariana on the cover. Really nice cover of Ariana. I don't know if you
Big
bought
boobs.
Ariana back in the day. Does she have big boobs? Yeah,
Well,
she
on
does.
this cover she does.
Maybe she's older though.
Yeah. Maybe she's
She
had
was a
work done.
she was a teenager back when I was reading her.
Yeah. Umberto has one boob way bigger than the other, but you know, that's fine.
It could be just the shift of gravity. I don't know.
That's
In the
possible.
opposite direction.
That's possible.
Razor blades, small cuts, #1. This is the James Tinnan's. I think this started off as a Kickstarter, and then they
Yeah.
started to sell this as a print. He says he's confused though because this is the only cover available.
It's a
I
one in
wonder,
five. You got to buy five to get it. That's
maybe
awesome.
maybe you had to buy 5 digital copies and you get one print. I don't know
Yeah,
what
that's
the deal is
interesting.
with that one. Poison Ivy #3, Seb McKinnon, 1 in 50 variant. That's going for $60. See,
If it's a,
that's 1 in 50 should be $60, don't you think?
I don't. I think you're losing money on a 1 in 50 that goes for $60. You
I
know?
I think so too. But 50 copies, you'd have to order 50 copies of this one,
Yeah.
but it's barely higher than the ratio. So, like, I don't understand how they're getting these. How many copies did this sell? Like, what? It doesn't even say. Why is that hot?
I don't know.
Bitterroot #1, second print. There we go. This one's impressive.
Yeah.
This is the second print that you would have got for cover price at $3.99. You could get 150 raw for it.
That's very impressive.
That's very impressive.
So I'm guessing my first print's not worth that much.
Oh, hell no.
That's great.
So that's an impressive one. That I think that's the most impressive in this list
Yeah, I
of
think so too.
books so
This
far.
is like classic comic book speckaroni right here, man. Like
Yeah.
you grab the second print because you missed out on the first print, and then you make bank on it. That's just classic speculation. Very great. That's a home run right there.
Yeah. This one here is interesting because it's death. This is where Bill is at this weekend. Bill is at C2E2. So
He's
Death
gonna have
Dealer.
COVID next week.
Yeah. Rob got COVID in his whole family. So like the COVID is, I think, hit everybody in the Geek Brunch family except for Chris.
Yeah.
I think he's the only one that maybe Kirk
If I
hasn't
don't have
had
it
it yet.
next week, I will count my lucky stars. I had to work our Ohio State Fair booth with a
Yeah.
bunch of masses coming through and in my
Oh
face.
hell.
And then I
Mhm.
had graduation today, so I had a bunch of
Yeah.
people walking around me in a enclosed room for graduation. So I mean, if I
But
don't
have you
if I
had
don't
it
have it,
before?
yes, yeah,
Okay, but you probably had it like months ago, right?
I had the second one.
The f- the second one, yeah. So you can still get this one. See
Yeah,
it, yeah.
I haven't
You'll
had
be
the
I'll be surprised if you get this one. This one I was like at the cusp of the new one, but
yeah.
I'm not sure if I had the new one or not.
I got
But
mine in March, I think, March of 22. So,
mine was in July.
so you just had it,
Yeah.
and that
But I
was the first
avoided
time.
it for Yeah, I avoided it for years.
Oh yeah, I was bragging about it,
But
man.
I'll be honest with you, like where I work, it's been pretty clean up until recently. Like I think whatever this new variant was extremely contagious and it just spread like a fungus, man.
Hmm.
It just everybody got it. So the last one is 10 Death Dealer from one of my favorite publishers, Opus. Um, this is Clayton Crane foil virgin variant, 1 in 200, and it's sold live today at C2E2. But they expect it to sell well. See, I don't know where they're getting these. Like, are they so bored they're just picking stuff? Like,
Yeah, they just make up
I
their
don't
own stuff.
I don't know.
There's no science here. There's no scientific rigor.
Well, but these ratios, I mean, with the exception of the Amazing Spider-Man 1 in 25, they're what I would think the
Yep.
prices would be at, you know.
I mean, I think
That
the cover
th-
prices are a little more legitimate than this one.
yeah, the Thunderbolts is legit, but who would have thought they would have done a 1 in 50 in 2014 on an issue 22? You
Right.
know, that's weird.
That is weird.
And
Hey,
there's an
it's your
ad on
boys.
the right, whatnot there.
Take a look at your honorable mention for your
Oh, I
GI Joe
forgot.
down there. Didn't you call that?
Well, I didn't not the variants. I
Yeah.
didn't call it this Virgin variant, but the artist is S.L. Gallant. But interiors, the Dave Johnson is the variant on 295. This is the Royale. No, this is the Dave Johnson, but this guy says he likes John Royal better. But this one is a much shorter supply. Yeah, I think these last few issues are going to be very rare. I really, if you look at like tail ends of stuff,
Oh yeah.
they're just low print runs.
Historically, yeah. The Moon Knight,
Yeah,
the first Moon Knight was like that with Splat.
yeah. Bullseye Comics number 11, artist George Tuska on the cover, which I really have grown appreciative of George Tuska just this last decade or so.
I love this look. just really great.
Yeah.
I like the
Two dudes
colors. I
with
like
one shot while blindfolded.
6.5 sold for 10K. That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, like the prices of some of these golden age, and that people just seem to get them.
I need to hop on that Heritage site again and take a look at some of the Promise Collection stuff they've been selling in dribs and drabs. That's always pretty fascinating. These
Yeah.
pristine books that I have never even heard of or seen before. Very cool.
I wish I would have spent more money buying high-end books, a decade ago, instead of books where I can get more for,
Yeah.
would have been
I,
a better investment. And then some of
yeah.
them have gotten so costly, it's just ridiculous now.
I would walk by the Golden Age stands on my way to get the acetate cover and the pay premium prices for a chromium, and I'm like, I should have been at the Golden Age stand or the Silver
Yeah.
Age stand and going through those and grabbing that stuff.
See, I have a lot of golden age stuff, but it was so expensive that when I'd go to cons, I would just get like 3 or 4, and I would not go beyond that just because it was too much.
It was affordable in the 90s. I mean,
Oh
you could
yeah, much more than
much more than you
it
can now.
is
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
But I mean, it was high, and it was high, but you could have bought some, but not when you had other choices. It was a tough slog there. Let's go take a look at our upcoming FOC final order cutoff for books that'll be due on the 7th or the 8th.
Yes, you better get on it. You only
Yep.
have a day or two.
Well, unless you're a Cowabunga customer, then you can always just say, Eric, I need a little more time, and he'll hook you up.
That means he's already though expecting it because he had to place that order.
I think he has a little more wiggle room than maybe noon on Monday. Let's see. First and foremost, we've got this Artist Elite Presents by Tyler Kirkland.
Have you got that yet? Have
I
you read
haven't.
it?
I haven't read it yet. No, it looks cool though.
Yeah, I have it. It looks really good.
We have gorgeous Batman Dear Detective #1, written with art by Lee Bermejo. This is going to be great. I can't wait. I cannot wait to get my hands on this and just stare at the art.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird though. I I wonder how sequential it will really look.
I've not seen any preview pages or anything. I have no
But
idea.
he took a bunch of his covers and he's trying to tell a story of it.
That's the concept.
Yeah. And that's why
Oh,
I don't know like how it's going to look.
so
If it's gonna
okay,
look like choppy, like
or just walls of text
scene
next
to
to a pinup.
scene, yeah, I don't know how it's gonna look. I have no idea. I just know the premise of it.
Yeah, you know what? I've loved his covers for the last couple of years, marveled at them. So I'm gonna enjoy this book.
Yeah, it's a great
I'm sure.
cover too.
Yeah,
Cover A I like a lot.
I really like the B 1 in 25 with the neon sign.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I'd
sweet.
rather have the fire and the dirt.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. Yeah, I'll give you that. We got the old school Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, second printing. The old school cover. That's kind of neat.
Oh, there's a new #1 you skipped. Blade in the Dark, #1. That's a
I
Black
did.
Caravan.
I did skip it. I didn't like
It's
it.
a horror line. I will say that Scout Black Caravan is one of my favorite imprints.
They're hit or miss for me, but I do like some of them for sure.
I like the majority of them. I don't think I've run across one that I don't like. Whereas Vault, I have a lot more that I don't like.
You give them a 3.
Yeah, that means I liked it and I can tolerate it and I get some enjoyment out of it, but I don't love it. But the horror line from Black Caravan I like a lot.
Yeah. So this Flash annual looks pretty neat. One shot, Love on the Run, little romance angle. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, it looks like Linda kissing Wally there. Hardware Season 1 hardcover. I like that a lot. It's kind of a retelling of the origin.
This Harley Quinn annual, there's the cover, the homage cover by Jim Lee is an homage to the Tom King Batman #1.
Yeah.
That's like what, 4 years ago or something like
No,
that.
I think his is a homage to his own Batman. That's more to his own comic book that he did Batman of.
I think it's the Gotham Girl cover from Tom King's run.
Really?
I do. That's what I saw when I looked at it. But maybe I might be wrong.
Maybe I had to go look at his covers again. But
Yeah.
you mean #1?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can look at that real quick and see.
What year was that?
That would have been New 52, right? Or no, the third
No.
series.
No, New 52 was Scott Snyder, right?
Yep. Well, it's not #1. It might be another issue.
Okay. I mean, I guess
It
it could
looks
be
more like God, what is that series he did? Jim Lee. He did Batman.
Batman, Robin, right? Didn't he do Batman and Robin?
No, it wasn't that one though. It was Batman proper, but I can't remember the storyline. It was the popular one.
They should just put in parentheses when it's an homage. Just put in parentheses like a little code that tells you what number they're homaging.
Yeah, it would be nice.
We've got Nocturne County from Scout Comics. This is a non-stop imprint, and it's adult crime noir set in a classic children's book universe. I might like that, maybe. Then we
You
got New
got
Rat
Highball.
City.
You forgot another #1. Highball #1 from Ahoy.
You're as
That
bad as
would be
Kyle.
nice.
Do I have to read them in order? Do I have to
Yeah,
go
it's
and
like
touch on
Battlestar
every?
Galactica, Mitch's Hitchhiker's Guide to a Galaxy. It might interest somebody.
You're right. You're
I
right.
like Ahoy, so I don't skip them.
That's all you gotta say.
Ooh, Phantom Stranger Omnibus. Now that one, I didn't think this was ever coming out. I didn't have faith in it anyway.
Oh, there's still time. There's still time for it to get canceled. This is just the
No,
FOC.
no, this is FOC. I think that means it's legit.
Yeah, this is Carmine Infantino.
This is
Classic.
fantastic. I've read all of this and I'm double dipping. It's incredible. It's Dr. 13 chasing Phantom Stranger. Dr. 13's a skeptic and he doesn't believe like the he just thinks he's like smoke and mirrors, you know. He runs into all this supernatural crap and tries to debunk it. It's such a great comic.
It's covering a lot of the different series, right? What do you fit
Oh,
in on them?
it's
Just
the first.
20,
It's just the
30
first.
issues?
It's the first volume, but it goes beyond that. Yeah, it's it does. It's mostly that 1969 1 through 41,
Yeah.
But then it's got like some of his appearances prior to. It doesn't have like his New 52, which is amazing, but it does have Secret Origins number 10, and that's where they poke at the Phantom Stranger being like Judas, from the Bible, which is
Oh,
it's absolutely fascinating.
that's kind of neat.
That's what the New 52 did with him. They made him Judas.
And this is your last chance to get a discount on it. Otherwise, you're going to pay $150 for it. So better
True.
get that FOC order in. Get half price. Superman War World Apocalypse #1. So what's this about?
This is tying into the Action Comics storyline. So it's just a continuation of the War World story.
This is where
With
he's at,
Mongol. Yeah.
since he's not on Earth anymore.
Nope, he hasn't been. Either has the Authority. We got a Wonder Girl annual one shot. The Joelle Jones cover A, and a Chris Wildgoose on cover B.
I I I, I heard good things about Wonder Girl, but I never read any of it.
It's pretty good, but you don't care for the Wonder Woman, so I don't know if you'll
Yeah, probably won't like that either.
navigate to it. Yeah.
All right, let's slide over to Previews World to finish up the FOC and start with Image Comics. I know you're a big fan of Ant.
Yes. Love this. This is just for people that don't know, Ant is a property that this guy that was in prison started. His name was Mario Gully, and it kind of went through like 3 or 4 publishers. It started with like Archaea, and then it moved to Big City and a couple other publishers. And he never really could get it going. Like it had a popular following, and then he sold it to Eric Larson because he was looking to sell the property around the time of Big City Comics, and Eric Larson took the property, and now he's finally getting to uh, try to tell the story with respect to Mario Gully. So yeah, I like this one a lot. I read the original series though, so. And he plays with a different art style than Savage Dragon, so it's kind of fun. He experiments a lot.
Yeah, I read the first one. It was interesting. Now we've got Follow Me Down, a hardcover. It's a new Reckless book. I'll be
Yeah.
excited about this one. This is the 5th Reckless book,
Yeah.
and they've all been fantastic.
Got a new Hellcop. I really like the magazine variants. I
That's
really
really
wish
nice.
I would have done what my co-host Rob Krieger did and just go with the cover C's. I didn't do that initially. He's got like a full run of cover C's, and I like them. They're like knockoffs of the magazines.
Yeah, I
Like
didn't
it
see
a
that
lot.
coming. That's kind of an interesting take.
Yeah. Loaded Bible, I didn't realize how good it is. I love religion and comics. Like I love to read about religion and comics, and this Loaded Bible is like, what if they uh, got the blood of Christ and they cloned it in the future and made their own God, and then later on things are exposed and he has to escape the church. But yeah, I really like this Loaded Bible stuff.
I thought it was a sequel, so I didn't even
It
pick it
is a
up.
sequel.
Okay.
What I just described was the first volume.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it's worth reading if you like. I love Phantom Stranger because of the Judas stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like I like really love when they go into biblical stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
They have
I
a lot of covers though. That's so weird. I don't
really
think it's a big
enjoyed.
seller to warrant all these covers, but
Jason Aaron's God Damned was both those volumes were really good,
yeah.
I thought. Yeah. And that Crumb, when Crumb did Genesis, I thought that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I just bought that recently. It's funny that you mentioned it. I've never read that before.
I thought that was
And
pretty
then I
cool.
found out the history of it, and it's like his literal interpretation of the Bible.
Yeah.
That piece of it.
And then
That's
when
crazy.
Mark Russell did the what was the
Second
Mark Russell?
Coming.
Yeah, Second Coming.
Yeah.
It was really good. I've read the first one. I haven't read the second volume of that yet.
I just love that stuff. Like when I get it, like Bill knows, like if it's got religion in it, like he's like, you got to buy that. And I'm like, yeah, I
Yep.
do. But I like all kinds of religion. Like it just fascinates me.
Nothing
Your
from
Saga
Boom.
trade paperback is finally coming out. Number 10.
Yeah, yeah, because they're taking another goddamn break. 'Cause they're so exhausted from those 6 issues.
Are you reading Alice Ever After? That's pretty cool.
No,
Like
I
it's
think
a
you might have
take on
mentioned
Alice
that.
in Wonderland, but it's like
Yeah,
drug based and stuff. It's really good.
yeah, I missed out on that one. I didn't do when we only find them when they're dead either. I heard that was good.
Yeah, that's about the gods.
Breakout's
They're
kind
like,
of cool.
oh,
It was,
Breakout I like a lot.
yeah,
That
it's
is,
kind of a fun one.
well, I like the concept of it because it's like all these the aliens are only interested in the kids,
Yeah, and
and
people
they
just
have to,
moved on and accepted the fact that
right,
their
the
kids are getting,
parents,
yeah,
yeah,
and the kids are like,
all
you
the
know what, f that.
scientists,
Let's
yeah,
go rescue somebody.
let's sabotage and just get captured and then get people out.
Didn't realize it was only 4 issues. They gotta get moving.
Yeah, it's pretty good art too. I like it. It's
Hmm.
like a photorealistic version. Trying to see if there's anything else in
Is that
there.
Panic? Is that a recent book or an old book?
I think this is one of those comicsology.
Okay, I knew I read it somewhere.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
a collects the comicsology original digital series.
okay.
I like Andrea Muti too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good art.
IDW is not doing anything for me.
I'm really interested. The first issue of Dark Spaces came out. That's Scott Snyder,
Yeah.
and it's a horror book and involves firemen, which is, my dad was a fireman, so I kind of very interested in that. But other than that, it takes us to Marvel.
Yeah, definitely. All Out Avengers gets a #1. Alien gets a #1. We had a second printing for Ant-Man #1.
I haven't read that yet. I kind of want to.
Ant-Man?
Yeah, just because it's Al Ewing, and
It's
I
really
want to
old
I want
school,
to
dude.
decide. Yeah,
It's really old school, which I think you'll really like it. It
I
felt
like
like
old
a
school Ant-Man.
yeah. So it was really good. Gambit, I didn't like it. Tennis Fell, I didn't finish it. Ghost Rider, I think is pretty good. It's
How come
on
you
issue
don't
6.
finish it? You paid for it. Why
I
wouldn't
get
you not
bored with it.
finish it?
I get bored with
Just
it. I don't
fight
like
your
it.
way through it, man.
Mm.
Fight your
Life's
way
too
through.
short. Life's too short. Okay, that didn't work. That didn't work for me. Oh well. There's
New Punisher, She-Hulk.
Moon Knight with a Miracle Man cover. Ooh, interesting. I like that. I have to go back up to getting 2 again. Damn it.
You're gonna have to add that to your list.
Yep.
I think you should text Eric right now.
I'm surprised he doesn't just throw it in the box. No, sometimes he'll does. He's like, you're getting this, and then it's just on my invoice. I'm like, no, I don't think that's how it works. In retail, you can't just
Yeah.
force people to buy stuff. But he's usually right.
That X-Men and Moon Girl. Who was the one listener that you had that just loved Moon Girl?
Oh yeah, Rock did.
Do you
Yeah,
ever hear from him anymore?
yeah, I still hear from him. He came on.
Okay.
He did a special episode on NFTs.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
yeah, um, yeah, he's still around. He doesn't ask as many questions
Well,
and
he used
comment
to
as
do
much.
a video type
Yeah, I haven't seen that one
podcast
for a
or
while. Yeah, he
yeah.
did like a weekly read
What
type
he
thing.
bought, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he's probably got more time now because he's a teacher, so he's off in the summers.
Yeah, but our school has already started up. Is yours starting up?
I don't know. I'm out of the loop now. So
Oh,
it's sometime this month.
Dynamite, my Red Sonja, my Vampirella, year one. God, I just love the cosplayers ones too.
They're all good. Yeah.
Another Gilliam March Vampirella year one cover D. Ah, man.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that just glancing at it.
Yeah, I usually buy two covers when he does one because I have to get the Perillo because I'm all in on the Perillo covers and
Gotcha.
then I have to do March and then you got like that sexy cosplayer there and you're like, oh my god, that looks so nice. And I'm an ass man, so that's just the perfect shot. All right. Now we're back into the
Back
everything
half.
else.
Yeah. The Belit and Valeria is my boy Max Bemis.
Yeah, I've heard somebody not like it, and I'm really curious why.
It's just like your Avatar Boundless type stuff.
Is it that raunchy though?
Yeah, there's
Maybe
plenty of
that's why they don't like it, because
yeah.
those are Conan
It's not crossed
interests.
raunchy. But it's like close. Like not really. It's not
Boundless
close.
is pretty bad though, if you said that.
Yeah, but it's definitely got that essence in it. Lots of nudity. Blade in the Dark, #1 from Black Caravan. We talked about that earlier, didn't we?
Yes. I think we talked about number 2. You said you weren't interested.
That's right.
Yep.
I'm grasping for straws down
Ooh.
here.
I do want to point out this because me and Bill liked it a lot. Endangered from Blood Moon. This is really good sci-fi.
Yeah. That's the second print.
I recommend it. This is the second print of number 2. I don't know if this will like ever go up because I've never seen a Blood Moon comic, but I really like what Blood Moon does. That's another one that I'm all in on. I like Blood Moon a lot.
Mad Cave Studios gives us Legacy Battle Cats #1. Not sure who
Are you
our
reading the
audience is.
Joneses from AWA? That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's really
Yeah, that's
good.
really really good.
Oceans Will Take Us is really good.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. I haven't
fun.
you're farther than I am. But I've read the first 2.
Yeah.
And I really like it. The art style and the story. It's like
Yep.
this city near the ocean and something's going on with the swim team.
Pretty cool.
A lot of manga this session here. A lot of manga. And the only manga I'm reading right now is Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
That one looks pretty good. The Zombie Makeout Club. Death Wish. Yeah.
it's a tough call, man.
I like reading manga, but I already have so much to read and I don't feel it like I need it. So I dip my toe in every now and then, and like I always try to have one that I'm reading, and now it's
Yeah,
Chainsaw Man because
that's
they last a long
100% how I
time.
am.
Yeah.
I love manga when I read it. I love European comics when I read them, but I'm just like I have so many books that I like to read
Yeah.
that are American.
Yep. Yep.
I'm like I'm just gonna keep reading these until I get bored, I guess, and then I'll move on.
What I do is I always try to have like one manga in the cycle, but
Yeah,
that means because they have so many volumes, that
right.
I just stick with one and I read one every like 3 months. And that's kind of how I read manga, but it keeps me busy.
Yeah.
They're fast reads though. So that
Yeah, they
takes us
usually
to
are. That's true.
final order cutoff, right?
Yeah, yeah. You want to pick first?
What is this? The top 20?
No, we
Oh,
gotta
are
do
we
our
pick? Oh, we
pick.
gotta pick.
Yeah, we gotta pick.
Why don't you pick first? I don't
I'm gonna
remember.
go with this Nocturne County #1 from Scout Comics Nonstop imprint, which is the adult crime noir set in a classic children's book universe. That sounds exciting to me, interesting, and that's the one I'm gonna pick.
I'm gonna pick New Rat City #1 from Scout Comics.
Yeah, it looks good too. That was my number
And
two.
this is the I already said, you said Vertigo series. I said Exterminators, and this looks like Exterminator related. So
Yeah,
I'm
got a
gonna
little
go with
post-apocalyptic
New
too.
Rat City. Yeah, it
Great
looks
stuff.
pretty interesting. That's what I'll do. I was torn between that one and the Phantom Stranger.
Oh, I've never had an omnibus chosen as the FOC pick. I don't even know if
Yeah,
that.
those are
Yeah,
usually like long-term investments, though. Like you're not gonna uh, 10 years.
yeah,
You'll
yeah. You're
probably
not gonna.
double your money. So if you
Yeah,
spend 125 now, you get 300, maybe 325.
but in 10 years, hell, world will have burned up by then.
Yeah, and yeah, who knows.
All right, now we're gonna slide over to cover price top 20. Well, top 10 and runners up. Which you want the top 10?
Sure, why not? Starting with number 10, we got have this one. This is Invincible Iron Man #9. It's finally here. The trail for Black Panther Wakanda Forever debuted at San Diego Comic-Con, and we got our first glimpse of Riri Williams in Wakanda. I didn't even notice there was a Riri in the preview, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
Um, with the series at Disney Plus in the making, we're also more excited to see Riri on the big screen. I actually liked Riri's introduction in Iron Man. I thought it was really well done.
oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
yeah, and I have that one. So this is one. And then Black Panther #1, I have this one too. This is from 1998. Among the appearance of the characters such as Riri and Namor, fans were shown footage of Okoye and Nakia. These characters debuted in 1998. Black Panther. It looks like it's the future of the Black Panther mantle will be passed down to a successor. Many fans put Okoye, Nakia, and Shuri at the top of that speculation list. 16 copies sold, 7-day trend 148%, with the high sale of $306.80. That holy crap! Well, that's for a CGC.
Yeah, it's a CGC.
I was like, oh, holy moly, that's a lot of money. Incredible Hulk. When I see CGC, that's not as much a lot of money because it seems like you pay, I don't know, 65
50.
bucks for it
Yeah, yep.
when all said and done. And I guess that's still a good profit, but it just doesn't seem like much.
Yeah, if you were talking about how you hate the whole selling process. I mean, can you imagine adding the CGC process into that
Oh
too?
God Almighty, I
Yeah.
can't imagine
Mm-mm.
shipping off a book and having other people touch my book and then give me a lower grade because they're putting their fingerprints all over it.
I do like buying CGCs. They're fun to buy but I don't get the process. I think you and we should start Mike M's C4 FAP grading service, and then we'll encapsulate them and give them grades because we have Overstreet grading guides. We've been grading most of our lives. We'll be fine. We'll be in the
Yep.
ballpark.
Yep. I have that grading guide like just out there all the time because I always
Mm-hmm.
look at like, especially in the lower grades, I like
Yeah.
concentrate on like, well, what makes this the very, VG or lower.
Yeah.
Um, Number 8, Incredible Hulk 449 from 1997. I have this one as well. This is the first Thunderbolts, but they're coming to the MCU. It's already been announced. I can't remember what wave they're in, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
We tracked 25 copies sold, a 7-day trend of 100% with the high sale of 2,160 for a CGC 98. It was a heritage sale. The fair market value, which you love so much, is a 9.8 is around 650. Newsstand seeing a premium around 1,500. I think those are all for high grades though. They don't give us a raw copy.
Mm-mm.
That's what mine is in. The Astonishing Ant-Man number 6. I have all of these. That's impressive. Usually there's a lot of variants in there, and I don't have. San Diego Comic-Con announced many fan theories, and trailers, and poster reveals. One came out that there's confirmation that Casey Lang would be prominently. I've heard that too. Featured in Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. This caused that one to rise. Keep in mind that her first appearance as Casey Lang is in Marvel Premiere 47. Also have that one. We tracked 19 copies sold, a 7-day trend of 136, $230 for. I really wish that they would show the CGC 98 and the Raw.
They need to be consistent.
I would like to. Well, I'd like to see the both of them. Avengers 267's at number 6 from 1986. I have this one too. Wow, this is impressive. I never usually have this many. Based on Feig's reveal of the MCU's Phase 6, the first appearance of the Council of Kangs seems
You're gonna have
essential
the whole
moving
top 10,
forward.
by the way.
I do. I think so. At least through 3 I do on my
Mm-hmm.
screen. That one's going for $299 with a raw fair market value of 50. That's a lot of money for that to me.
Right.
For Avengers 267. 268 is also up there. And this is the second part of the Kang Dynasty, also because of the movie. And it's going for 275. That's still a lot of money for these. These are fairly recent.
Yeah.
At least in my eyes. Savage She-Hulk 1980. I have this one as well, but we all know why that's hot because the trailer was released and this is going to be on Disney Plus like this year, right?
Oh yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah. Yep. Paper Girls number 1. I hope it's campy courtroom drama stuff. I hope it has that element to it. Because I always find She-Hulk kind of funny.
Yeah.
Uh, this one wasn't funny. She-Hulk, the Savage She-Hulk was dead serious, but it's the origin where Bruce has to give a blood transfusion to his cousin. And interesting enough, though, she can change at will, and she likes to stay in her She-Hulk mode because it gives her confidence. She's not as confident as her in her human form. Paper Girls #1. This is. Have you seen this yet?
Oh man, I loved it. Yeah.
Oh,
So
is it?
good.
You've already watched it all?
I watched it all.
Oh wow! I
Yeah.
really want to watch this and Sandman, so they're queued up. I just have some higher priority things right now, but this one is going for 130 at a 9.8, so that's
Yeah.
still pretty good because that's 2015.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
any of these
I
left?
had a stack of them. Yeah.
Oh, you got a couple of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I might have 5 of these.
You probably should sell one
I should sell one. Yeah.
while it's
I, none of them are 9/8 though. So
especially if you have a 5 though, like 5 copies.
yep.
You can take one out and sell it, and I would sell 2 because it's out. It's already out now.
Yeah. I'm hoping other people enjoyed it as much as I did, and we get another season. I really do, because we didn't get through the whole series.
Yeah, it's so weird how it works because with streaming, at least for me, I queue things up and I don't never know when I'm going to get to it. So I don't know if that hurts. It hurts their chances, you know. Like I still want to watch it, I just haven't yet.
Yeah, it seems like that's the way it is now. I mean, that's what happened to Why the Last Man. You know,
Yeah,
like I
you
didn't
guys
watch it.
didn't. You guys didn't like that, but I
I didn't
did.
finish it. I haven't even finished it yet.
Yeah, me and Barb watched it. We liked it, but we both read the comic book too. Like my wife doesn't read too many comics, but she read Why the Last Man, DMZ, Exterminators, and a couple of them.
I didn't dislike it. Kyle disliked it. I thought it was fine. I just thought it was kind of boring, and so I never got back to it because there was other
Yeah,
cooler stuff on to watch. But yeah, I thought it was a bit of a snoozer. But yeah, the first couple of Paper Girls are kind of slow too. But
I
once you
like
get
Sweet
going,
Tooth better. To tell you the
yeah, I thought
truth,
that was good. That was
I
solid.
really enjoyed that.
That needs another
X-Men,
season.
yeah, X-Men 200. This is from 1985. This one has like Magneto and handcuffs, and I have this one as well. It's really high. Why is this one high? Because of San Diego Comic-Con announcements, the first look into the X-Men animated show. Okay. It tracked 55 copies sold
It seems
at a
high to
7.
me.
That's high, yeah.
Yeah.
At 189 for CGC 98. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars, that's also because of a movie announcement. Uh, I don't think they're going to do a Secret Wars like this. I hope they do, because it was like the good guys against the bad guys on another world because the Beyonder zapped them there. But I don't know if they're going to do that.
But look at
But
this, Mike. I mean, you've got your fair market value of Raws at $66. You've
that's
got
good
you've got CGC 98s going for $1,000. So this just is the justification for why you
for a CGC.
should
Yeah.
shove that shit in a box, as many as you have, send them on down to CGC, wait, pay for the rush order, because you look at the profitability there. You're going to
Yeah.
10
But I'm not selling
times
it. I
your
only have
money.
one copy of this, so
I know. I'm just saying I
the
can
only thing I
justify it
have
when
dupes
there's a
of
huge.
is around the time that Image hit and the death of Superman and Batman breaking his back.
Yeah.
That's like that was the only time I was ever doing dupes in my entire life. But I have all of these, so there's not one issue here I'm missing,
Right.
and that's very rare. Oh no, I am missing one. Number 7, that Ant-Man.
Oh, you didn't have that one? I think there's. I
Oh,
don't think
I
there's.
do have it. That's a cover A. I do have that.
We only have one variant in the bottom 10, so I think you're going to have most of the runners up as well. So at rank 11, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 10 from 2014. This is a Cross the Spider-Verse deal with Hobie Brown. So the Hobie Brown Spider-Punk first appearance. Only 14 copies sold, $80 for a raw. At rank
I have
12,
that one.
I figured. Namor Submariner from 1990. This is because he appeared in Black Panther trailer. Excited about that. This was a dollar bin mainstay, which is now booming. How many copies? 28 copies sold. 9/8 going for $180, and raw average around $17. Rank 13, we have Ghost Rider number 28 from 1992. This is Midnight Suns deal with 33 copies still selling. This has a lot of legs, this Midnight Suns thing. Like,
Yeah.
long time that there's been heat behind it. 33 copies sold. CGC 98 for 167. Raws around $20. At 14, we have Secret Wars 2, number 3 from 1985. This is the first cover appearance and first full appearance of the Beyonder. Which sends this to sell 22 copies with a raw sale of around $28 and a high sale of $200 for a CGC 98. At rank 15, we have Spider-Man 2099 from number 1 from 1992. This is still heat because of the Into the Spider-Verse sequel. He's going to be featured in. And this sold 17 copies, high sale of $150 for a CGC 98. Raws only $13. I would think this would be higher.
I would thought too.
I would have thought that would have been a little higher. 8 Billion Genies number 2, kind of coming back down to earth here. It looks like only sold 21 copies this week. High sale of $30 for raw, averaging around $17. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 8. This is Black Suit Spidey from 1984. It comes in at rank 17. 17 copies sold. High sale of $850 for a CGC 98. Raw going for $147. I sold mine for $80.
That's good.
About half that. That was a while ago.
Can't complain about that.
No. Daredevil 227 from 1986 comes in at rank 18. This is Born Again, because that's coming in 2024, I think. We're getting that Daredevil series or something like that.
Yeah, 18 episodes.
Yeah, but it's going to be a while. So I'm guessing they're going to do what Netflix does and have them all ready to drop. Is that what they're going to do? So they're going to film them all?
I don't know if it's going to have the same tone, though. I wonder if they're going to tone it or Disneyfy it just a little bit.
I don't know.
It's pretty dark in the Netflix, though.
I don't understand up to this point, we've not got that long of a series. It seems weird. Like, the longest one we had was WandaVision at 9, right? I
thought WandaVision was 6.
No.
I thought they've all been 6.
No, WandaVision was 9. I'm just wondering what the deal is with their episode. Why that one gets 18? They must be planning a lot for it, I guess.
Because it's good.
let's hope that's why.
Well, I'm more of a fan of the Netflix Marvels than the other shows.
You like the Netflix Marvels over the Disney Plus Marvels?
Yes, I would take it. I would watch that over and over again. The Disney Marvels I wouldn't want to watch over another time.
I don't know who you are anymore. Anyway, Daredevil 227 sold for $24 with a CGC 98 selling for $635, up from a $400 sale last week. So big money. At rank 19, we have Ant-Man number 1, the Bowdion 1 in 25 variant. High sale of $56. with average sale around $29 for a 1 in 25. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, that one that's the only one I don't have because it's a variant.
And then rounding out the top 20, we have Secret Wars number 10 because it has Doom on the cover from Mike Zeck. 21 copies sold. $227.50 for a 9.8 with a raw going for around $19. So yeah, lots of non-ratioed variants in here. I have a lot of these, not as many as you, but it's probably rare that you get 19 out of 20, isn't it?
Very rare because there's usually more ratios.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now it's time for our sneak peek at next week, and we are looking at books coming out first from DC and Lunar. They're coming out on the 9th. We've got some pretty Batgirls covers. The Sweeney Boo cardstock variant. Cover B is kind of neat. Is that the artist's name, Sweeney Boo?
That's a cool
It
name.
is. It is. That's the artist's name, Sweeney Boo.
Batman Urban Legends has a Liam Sharp.
That's a fun little anthology.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't know. I think they've kind of changed their model.
Yeah, you were saying that on
Yeah, it's kind of like
Twitter.
the last issue. I'm curious to see if they go back to their when they start back up again.
I'm surprised it lasted that long.
I thought it would be done a lot faster, so it must be a lot of people enjoying it.
That one in the future state Gotham
That one I don't understand.
That they've ran so long. Like I miss the sales numbers because I have no idea how these things are selling. And I used to love to go through the top 100 just to see how things were doing.
Yeah, because I'd love to see like how is this still in print? It's selling 8,000 copies at it's a big 2 book. Or then I'd get excited because one of my indie darlings would sell 8,000. So it's all relative. But I miss that. I miss being able to look into that. And I don't think we'll ever get that again. A lot
more
of
deceased.
Yeah.
Yep. A Jack Kirby Fourth World box set.
That's pretty exciting.
They have so many different versions of this. I have like 3 of them, but I haven't been getting all of them. Yeah, I love these comics. Like these are some of my favorite comics ever to be published.
Jack Kirby.
The only thing that's not in here that the 2 things that are not in here are Commandy and OMAC, and those I love OMAC the most. So he was way ahead of his time in terms of sci-fi thinking. He was just so good.
I would have liked to have been like an intern in that bullpen back then with Ditko and Lee and Kirby.
Yeah.
That'd have been cool. I'll get him coffee every day.
Would have been a fun job for sure.
Yeah, there's Commandy right there.
That Harley Quinn cover C looks pretty cool. That's a homage to an old Robin coming out of the.
So like issue 4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty early. I've always liked these Harley Quinn covers. I just get cover A now though.
You like Harley Quinn so much you named your dog after her.
I do. My dog's named after her. So, Mindset was good. Did you read that?
No, I missed that one. What's that
Oh
about?
yeah, you would like that one. It's a bunch of guys that are trying to crack the code on trying to make people not so dependent on their phones
Ah, cool.
with the new app, but they developed something that can mind control people. So it's even worse.
Oops.
Like, yeah, it's pretty
Zach
cool.
Kaplan. I like Zach Kaplan. I don't know how I missed
Yeah,
that one.
you would have liked this one. I really think you would have. Ooh, that's a nice swimsuit cover with Nubia. I like that. Derek Chu. That's why it's so cool looking.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Sandman #1 special edition bundle of 25. I've seen this. This is a freebie. You should pick up a copy if you can. Your shop gets it.
Which one? The Sandman? Oh yeah, I've got it. I've got a
Yeah,
couple. It's
yeah.
coming. Since I sold my #1.
Ooh, I really like that Son of Kal-El cover B. That looks amazing. Little Jonathan picking up a Superman kite off a tree. That is amazing looking. I really like that one.
Oh yeah, that's great. Rafael Sarmento. Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's tempting for me to like get that cover. The Wonder Woman is a homage cover to a hardcover. There was a Wonder Woman Hiatica or something like that came out where Wonder Woman's stepping on the face of Batman. This is a homage to that. This is it looks like Wonder Woman stepping on the face of Dr. Psycho.
Oh.
You have a Paul Pope variant.
Paul Pope doesn't do a lot of covers, does he?
No, that's a very rare thing. So that might be one to pick. I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, let's slide over to August 10 releases from over on our preview site. See what Image has. We're gonna get the first Deadliest Bouquet. That's
This
Erica
is
Schultz.
August what? 10?
Yeah, August 10. All these printings of 8 billion genies.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll keep staying hot. Like how far is this gonna go?
Mm-hmm. Love Everlasting. I love that prison cover, but they're all pretty nice.
I'm getting this cover B. I just love the Western.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. A fun series.
We were just talking about Razor Blades, #1, and this is the hardcover of all the Razor Blades
Yeah, I didn't realize that's how it was going to
anthology.
be collected.
Yeah. Slumber has been really good. Have you been reading that, or did
I
you
read the
bail
first
on it?
issue. I read the first issue and I haven't circled back around to it. I've got them
Yeah,
stacked up in there.
that's really good. Seems like a short list of Image that week.
For Image, yeah. It's even shorter for Boom.
Yeah, they don't even have another button to click. Hey, there's your Fence, Volume 5.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Oh, the
went directly to trades now. They don't even
yeah,
go to the singles.
yeah. Nobody was reading it. It's pretty close to a manga book.
Yeah.
Like you'll read an issue and you'll be like, man, we didn't do much in that issue, but like two guys fought, but I was like fascinated the whole time.
Dark Horse.
I'm rooting for them. I hope they have a big resurgence.
They have a lot of good stuff. I mean, lately, I wonder what they're gonna do. They're losing Matt Kent's. I mean, not Matt Kent. Jeff Lemire's Black Hammer.
Yeah, where's it going?
I think he's probably gonna go to Image, but I don't think he's announced it yet.
So
A lot
Gil
of
Kane.
collected editions here.
Did you see that Gil Kane Amazing Spider-Man Artisan Edition?
From IDW.
Yeah, it looks pretty slick. I bet those are nice to look through.
And I've liked these Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm not even a D&D guy.
So you're an anti-D&D guy.
I'm anti D&D.
Yeah.
Not that I hate it. I understand people liking it.
No, you hate it.
I have no interest in role
Right.
playing. Like zero. Like not even a speck of like you'd have to like drag me in kicking and screaming.
Have to get you drunk.
Yeah.
And then put some 20-sided die in your hand.
Yeah, it'd have to be something awful.
Cheer wine and rum.
Maybe if it was a cheer wine party with cheer wine floats and cheer wine, I would go, but I'd get the hell out of Dodge as soon as it was done. Is Marvel really that small?
Avengers and Moon Girl gets a number 1.
Why does mine only have?
Did you click the button?
Yeah. Oh, okay, there it works. Operator error.
Giant size Gwen Stacy with the Momoko cover. That's pretty nice.
Ooh, these Ghost Riders are awesome. I like the covers.
Ms. Marvel Wolverine. That's a cool little crossover. First Predator.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that just to see what it's.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't have a high hopes for it, but I'm probably going to give it a chance.
I really like this X-Men Legends. That is such a cool book. Venom Lethal Protector is a lot of fun too.
You read James Bond books normally?
I read the Dynamite stuff.
Yeah, they got a new one by Philip Kennedy Johnson, 007.
Yeah, with a lot of covers, and they usually don't have a lot of options for James Bond.
Is this licensed from Amazon now?
See, this is where I would like these FOC variants. Do you see that cover M? That is badass.
The Fleeks?
That looks like a movie. That looks like a movie poster.
Yeah.
I would take that. I would take that cover over any of the other ones.
That's the Stray Dogs guy.
Yeah, I like him too. He's
yeah.
He's almost like a podcaster on 11 o'clock comics when one of the guys doesn't show up.
Oh, really?
He's a really cool guy to listen to.
I only have one 4-hour podcast in my wheelhouse. And that's yours. I don't have room for 2.
With a podcast that takes away all your free time. Such an awful podcast. Ooh, there's a Gilliam March Draculina. I love the covers to this Draculina. If it was up to me, I would buy all of them. And this is my favorite cosplay.
It is up to you.
My favorite cosplayer. I just think she's good. Draculina. That's
Blade
such a
Runner.
great song too. Alkaline Trio.
There's a song called Draculina?
Yeah, it's by Alkaline Trio. I'm a big Blink 182 fan, and the singer from Alkaline Trio went to Blink 182, and the other guy went to Angels and Airwaves.
Okay.
And I like him a lot. Oh man, these covers are. Damn it! I want every one of these Draculina covers. Oh, are you reading Elvira in Horrorland?
No, I am not.
Oh, God, this is one of the best Elvira's I've ever seen. She's getting ported to like Psycho and The Shining, like the actual instances of the movies where she's actually in it.
Okay.
And it's so well written. This is so good.
I get it now. I get the
Yeah.
concept.
This is Aliens, obviously. So you can see each one of these covers are like sort of alien driven, except for the photo cover. Red Sonja, Fairy Tales. The other one that I love covers for is the Sheena, but I'm a Jungle Girl guy. I would buy all of them, but the Perillo is the one I get.
That's good.
See, this is where I was getting the FOC variants, and I do kind of miss getting those because they put a good FOC variant.
This was just so reminiscent of, like, for those of you that don't listen to Mike, he goes through these stages. he's like, that's it. I'm cutting back. Damn it. That's it. I'm cutting back my list.
And I go back in.
And then he just comes back. I think he comes back worse than he was before. And
Yeah.
just is all in again on everything. And then he goes to eBay and has to buy all the stuff that he missed. And it's awesome because we all think these things. And we go through these exercises in our head, and you verbalize them for us.
Yeah, I try. It doesn't last very long.
We get to experience these things through your efforts.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that an engineer could totally break down when it comes to comics. Because we think very logically, but
there's no logic to comic
there's
collecting.
no logic to my comics at all.
Mm.
It makes no sense.
I am down in back half, and I am looking at Cover the Dead with Lime, #1 from Blood Moon Comics LLC. And it looks kind of cool.
What was Cover the
Dead with Lime, #1 from
Oh,
Blood
yeah, this is
Moon
Blood
Comics.
Moon.
Yeah.
I'm all in on them. Yeah. These guys are good. They're really good. They're sort of like Black Caravan. They're really dark horror themes. Yeah, they're really good. But they have stuff in sci-fi too, so they're not all horror, but it's good stuff. I think I bought this Frank Lee after Alcatraz. It's a hardcover, but it is a hard case crime.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, I need to go to Amazon and buy it. Because this whole Alcatraz thing, like if you study the history of it, it's fascinating.
Like the prison?
Yes, the guys that escape. There were 3 guys that supposedly escaped, but they never found. And I think this is one of the guys right here, Frank Lee. There were 2 brothers and another one. There were 4 guys that broke out of prison. And one guy was like me. He was too fat. And he got stuck in the little area that they were trying to dig out. So he had to go back. He couldn't leave with the other 4, even though they all planned it together. And then they never found him. But there's like all these theories. It's kind of like the Toby Cooper or whatever that guy is that stole all that money in the plane.
Okay.
They just never solved it, and there's all these conspiracy things. But they have I read an article just recently where they had these pictures of these 2 brothers that they think are the guys that escaped. And they were fascinating because that's what they specialized in. They broke out of jail so many times that they had to put them in Alcatraz, and then they still escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something I'm really interested in reading, like really interested. And if I forgot to order it because it was a hardcover, I need to get on it.
We also have this Parker Girls from Terry Moore. So Terry Moore's given us a new #1 from his Abstract Studios. It doesn't look to be tied into anything else. It looks like a standalone new series.
Oh, it's tied into the
world.
the world. Yeah, it's definitely in the but what is that? The main title that he ordered, Strangers in Paradise.
Yeah.
I think it's tied into that.
But I think this is accessible. You don't have to.
Oh, all his #1s you can jump in on.
Yeah. Like the one, what was it? Motor Girl? Like,
yeah.
She's not going to be in it. She's not going to be in this book. You know,
No,
you don't have to have read that.
But the Parker girls, I think, are the girls that were in Strangers in Paradise, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe you do need it then. Forget it. I retract that statement.
No, but usually, I mean, we're all grown-ups. We know how to read #1s. Usually they're, I mean, for the most part, they're accessible. Like, you're not going to be totally lost if you're a comic book reader.
Yeah. And I can pretty much come in on any number. I mean,
There's
I'm used to that.
Revenge of the Horror Hound one-shot from Horror Hound Limited.
Oh, there's something wrong with Patrick Todd #2. That was a good one, that first issue.
I haven't read that yet.
I really liked it.
I do want to read Space Lady. The art style is very bizarre. I have that one, but I have to go to the storage unit to grab.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I've read that one. That's Behemoth.
Yeah. Another Blood Moon. I have read Usher of the Dead. They've been releasing this Usher of the Dead as a bunch of one-shots. So I don't know how it would like read, because it's kind of a continuing story.
Which Zorro are you getting?
Zora?
Zorro Flights. Which Zorro Flights you getting?
I already have Zorro Flights.
Oh, this is like a... Okay, I gotcha.
The special covers. And I don't usually get the special stuff.
Gotcha.
They're a publisher you got to worry about, like the American Mythology, because if you're just looking at like a spreadsheet or a thing, you might see something, but they resolicit their stuffs all the time.
Yeah, it
so
drives me nuts.
You almost have to have your copy of previews like right there. This is another manga I really like, but I only have 3 of them. World's End Harem. If you're a fan of
Why the Last Man? Yeah.
Why the Last Man?
Same book.
This is the manga to read.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining.
Now, did you already talk about Usher of the Dead? Great question.
Yeah. That one's a continuation of one-shots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's got a cool look to it.
This Willy's Wonderland is actually a movie with Nick Cage. I think it's on Hulu.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing it because I like Nick Cage, but
I glossed right over that.
Really weird. But I know what I'm picking, and I'm picking it for fun because we can do that, right?
You can.
I'm picking that Alcatraz book from the Hard Case Crime because that's the one I'm most excited about.
What's it called again?
I'm gonna have to find it now. I lost it. Oh, it's called Frank Lee After Alcatraz hardcover.
Frank Lee?
Yeah, Lee.
Starts with
After
an F?
Alcatraz.
Oh, it's called After Alcatraz?
Yeah. But it has his name. It's titled Frank, and his last name is Lee.
There it is.
Frank Lee Alcatraz hardcover. It's a Hard Case Crime. And I already kind of know this story because I've watched a lot of documentaries and seen a lot, but I want to read this like so bad. Just because I'm a fan of this world.
I picked Love Everlasting during the FOC, so I'm not going to pick that one again. Deadliest Bouquet, I think I picked during an FOC run, so I don't think I'm going to pick that again. So I'm going to go with Cover the Dead with Lime. this Blood Moon Comics LLC book. Looks pretty cool, look pretty interesting, and going to be
Which
a small
cover are
print
you
run.
going?
Ooh. I was going to go with the G, I was thinking. There's so many good ones. G or F, maybe?
And see, I like B.
B is good. B is good, but it's
But
just
I've been
A, right?
really into black and white stuff, and that's like a black and white cover.
I'll surprise people when they see the show drop
Can you
on.
go? Can you go to an E? Is that like a ratio? No, it's not. It's straight
Doesn't look
399.
to be, yeah. Looks like I can pick anyone I want. Yeah, I'm torn, but my first inclination was go with G.
And it's pretty cool because they have those plague masks.
Yeah,
This is a plague book, so.
yeah, I like it. All right, we did get a question, and I forgot to bring it up during when we were doing questions. David Donovan, one of our patrons, asked after your last show, "Hey, where can we listen to Mike's podcast? What were they called, and which one should we listen to?" So, I will give that to you. Tell them where they can find your stuff and which one people should listen to, or all of them.
Well, we're an acquired taste, I would say, and we take a lot of time. So like if you listen to my podcast with Drew and you're like, God dang, that's 3 hours, then you probably shouldn't go listen to Geek Brunch because we go 4 hours, almost 4 hours every time. But that is if you like indie comics and you like to hear about all the obscure movies and TV stuff that we're watching and just a lot of other weird stuff. That's Geek Brunch. We cover a lot of issue number ones, and Geek Geek Brunch is my longest running podcast, and it's the longest going. Geek Brunch Retrocast is everything that's 10 years or older, and if you like retro books, we sometimes talk about retro movies, but it's almost 90% of the time comics. And there's a lot. We've added to our people that are on there. There's 5 of us, but there's usually 2 or 3 of us that actually can make the time. So that's a lot of fun if you like retro stuff. And then there's Mike M's Weekly Reads, and that's just like everything I've read during the week, everything I've watched during the week. I talk about what I purchased and listener questions, kind of like we had this episode. That's a solo podcast. That's really weird because it's like my diary. It's me just rambling. And the last one is a DC Spotlight that I do with Kyle, and we sort of have a survey every week, and we pick a book that's digitally there because retro. We usually do like a retro pick, and people can vote on any one of 4 books, and then we cover that, and then we cover like 2 or 3 current books in DC. So that's kind of like everything I've done. The ones that I'm not doing that I really enjoy to do, I just don't have time anymore, is Mike M's Collector's Corner was one of my favorites because that was when I got to talk to
That was a good one.
collectors across the country, and the ones that have the world records and the people that have large collections, and you learn how they store stuff and how they do stuff and what happens to their collection when they die, and there's all kinds of interesting discussions. That one I want to revive at some point, and then the Kickstarter one I would like to do. It's also because I read and buy a lot of Kickstarter comics. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. And then I was part of the Valiant podcast, which was very popular. That was probably my most listened to podcast with Daryl and Chris Campbell. Met a lot of friends through that because there's a lot of Valiant fans. And Gotham by Geeks I used to be part of. So that's I had troubles.
That's pretty
Yeah,
much it.
I had trouble staying on theme, so I kind of migrated away from those because I'm a mood reader, so it's hard to stay on track.
Yeah, you don't like getting homework assignments.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you missed one. There's one called I think DC Everything Else is what it's called, and it's genre
Yeah.
books, and it's like war comics, love, romance comics, westerns, the different focuses, and those are really fun if you like genre comics like I do. So
Yeah.
I would hunt those up and
And
listen
we
to them.
mentioned Kirk a couple of times because he gave us a couple questions. Kirk is like our military war comic specialist, and he's also pretty much the Western guy.
And does he do any other podcasts?
No, he's actually hard to get a hold of because of his. We usually record on Sundays, and Sundays he's got church and all kinds of stuff, so he's a little harder to get to get around the
Yeah,
podcast.
and
But
he's on all the DC Everything Else, if I recall,
yeah,
or
yeah,
most of
yeah.
them, and those are worth digging up and listening to. They're really good. Mike M's Weekly Reads is the one that I've listened to every episode, and never missed one. I came to Geek Brunch a little late because when I first saw it, I was like 4 hours,
Yeah, it's
and
usually it's usually a turnoff, but we do have some fans that get upset when it's like 2 hours or two and a half
yeah,
hours.
but
So
I figured once I started to listen to it, I was like, I like hanging out with these two guys, listening to them talk to each other because they're good friends and they love comics and it comes through. So let's see, you can find all most of the stuff on geekbrunchpodcast.com.
brunchpodcast.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the other stuff on dcnoise.com. Is
Yes.
that correct? Those are the
dcnoisepodcast.com.
dcnoisepodcast.com.
Yeah.
I'll put them back in the show notes again for those of you. But yeah, they're definitely worth listening to. I've fallen off a lot of my podcasts except for Mike's stuff. I listen to Mike's stuff a lot still.
And I'm pretty much a weirdo. So if you like listening to weirdos that are
Yeah,
obsessed with comic books beyond the norm, that's what my podcast. All the people that I've hunted down and got as co-hosts and got together, I specifically picked because of their passion for comics and their love for comics, and they can talk about comics for hours. And they're optimists. Like, you very seldom hear us talk anything bad about anything,
yeah.
and
That's
we'll find a gold nugget in just about anything. So if you like people that are negative, don't come to my podcast because we're never negative.
yeah. You can get
Yeah.
that. You can get that from Kyle when he comes back next week. Well, once again, I want to thank you for your time, Mike. I appreciate you donating your time to fill in for Kyle while he's away. He's having a blast out west, going to all these national parks and hiking.
Yeah,
And
I would love to have a vacation like his. That's amazing that he can do that, work that out, you know. Probably right before his kids go to college, huh? I mean, school.
yeah, they're going to get back, have a week off, and then go to
Yeah.
school. So they'll have a lot of adventures to talk about, and hopefully not get bit by a rattlesnake out there. We're hoping they get home safe. I think they come home next week, so we're excited about that. But I really want to thank you for filling in. And
Thanks for having me. Thanks for putting up with my long-windedness, but
no, we did pretty good. Only 2.5 hours
yeah,
this
it's not
time.
too bad.
We
Yeah.
shaved an hour off. That's pretty good. So if you don't have anything else, we'll call it an episode. And we want to thank everyone for listening. Talk to you later.
Yep. That. Good night.